right. Let's go to my channel. Go to my channel. Where's it at? Oh, there it is. Okay. We live? All right, we are live. One sec, fam. I'm going to send this link out. This is my fault. This is all my fault. Why we're so late. Okay, here we go. What is the title of this? What's going on here? Oh, yeah. These NFTs are mooning. GameStop, NFT marketplace. We have Twitter suing Elon Musk. And there's something else in this title. What is it? Oh, that's it. Okay. Tea time, episode 23. Boom. Also, dude, did you see my new PFP?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that shit litty? I love
so
that thing. I love that thing. Okay. Where's it at? There it is. All right, Tom. Boom. Okay, it's on Twitter. Put it on Discord. And we are. God, I hate this. I hate doing this. I've done this for so long on the stream. Okay. All right, we're good. Sweet. So everybody, welcome to Tea Time. 19 minutes late almost now. All due to the fact that I was having a dream and it was good enough to fool me into thinking I was awake, but I really wasn't. But then when I woke up, I wasn't even mad because the dream was that good. What was the dream, you ask? I can't even remember. I know it was really good. I know because when I woke up, I instantly knew that today was Wednesday. And I was like, okay, if today's Wednesday, I'm definitely fucking late or it's like 10:59. Like, I know it. And I looked at my phone and I was like, yep. So I texted Tom. I said, hey, man, I'm coming. I didn't sleep in. That's not what happened. But I've been trying to fix my sleep schedule. It's been really bad. It's been usually 5 a.m., go to sleep, wake up at like 12, which really has sucked for me. I really just haven't enjoyed that. So I'm working on it. Today's a start. I got to bed at 4 a.m. last night, but then I woke up at 11. So technically I'm late today for this, but I'm technically 2 hours early on my normal schedule because I went to bed an hour earlier and I woke up an hour earlier. So I'm proud of myself. That's what I'm telling myself.
You should be proud.
Brutal, dude. Life is brutal out here. How you doing?
It has been a rough week. I'm not gonna lie. So last time I spoke to you was last Wednesday, and I thought I was recovering from this COVID bullshit.
Yeah.
And the very next day, it hit me like an absolute train, and then I got like on Thursday I woke up and I had like chest infection, sinuses. I've been coughing loads, yeah, so rough, but we're here. We're surviving. If you remember, I had like a coughing fit when I was I had to like go off to the side, and I think that was actually the moment where that almost like kicked it off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I just think it bruised my lungs like really badly. And,
okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna.
All good now. One of the issues is that it's extremely hot in the UK, and
that is crazy. Why are you not getting a fucking fan, Tom?
I do have a fan, but it's upstairs.
Buy another one.
It's loud. It's loud.
Buy another one.
Well, I can, but it's like I can't have it on now because it's just loud.
You think this thing is quiet? Oh, hold on. Shit. You think that motherfucker is quiet, bro?
Yeah, to be fair, I can't hear it, but I just
exactly.
assume
my mic is over here. Damn it. That literally, that is my biggest pet peeve of all content creation is if realizing a few minutes into my stream that my mic has been over here. Oh my God, dude. I did a whole entire live stream review on Hate Beast with my mic all the way turned this way away from the camera.
I remember that.
I cannot tell you how fucking annoyed I was by that. I was like, I'm not going to redo it, but I know this is going to get views and I'm so pissed.
Dude, so I remember I was on a live stream. This was one of the first interactions me and you ever had. This was, I think, before you even knew I was a content creator. I was watching one of your live streams and you went live, and you were clearly like flustered. You were like you were just like trying to like obviously get it out there and
Just get it done.
Yeah, get it done. And you filmed this entire thing. I think it was like 15 minutes, and I was there in the chat, like just like and I was kind of like, I wonder if Cade like knows he's not sharing his screen.
Oh yeah, dude, I remember this.
and you were just like, you got to 15 minutes and you saw in like the chat or something. Someone was like, Cade, you know you're not sharing your screen. And yeah, like you just your fucking like face just like dropped.
You know what happened after that?
You're like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do it again.
Yeah.
So you just did 15 minutes straight again. It was so good.
It was, the funny thing is, the amount of times I've had to re-record an entire video has gotten me to the point where I don't give a fuck anymore, dude. Like I look at it and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it again, and it'll probably be better this time around. Like the amount of times I've recorded a video, and here's the problem. Here's the problem with using a laptop. When you have too many tabs open, or you have too many windows with a lot of tabs open, and you're screen recording, your computer can tend to panic. And what happens is it goes about 12 to 15 minutes before it says, all right, I'm done. And what will happen is I'll be about 90% done with the video, and my computer will just freeze. And I can't record the screen recording. I can't save it. It's just done. It's gone. I have to restart my computer, refilm the video. I've done it so many times now to where like when it happens, I'm like, you know what? That video was not going to be good anyway. I'll just re-record it, no problem. But it sucks. That one hurt. I remember that shit. That one hurt.
We're gonna have to dig it out. You know what? We're gonna have to dig it out because I don't know if you I think you did you re-record it because you were live and you literally was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna have to re-record it.
And afterwards you can edit a stream afterwards. So I just chopped it up. I just cut out the first half. I think. I don't remember what video that was. If someone can find that video, I would be happy. I don't know what video it was.
It was I don't think it was Cool Man's Universe. It was before that. It was maybe a month or two before that. But it was it was one of the first. I don't think we hadn't connected by then, and I was just in your chat, like I was just watching, and I saw you film the entire thing, and you were talking through stuff, and you crushed it. And then I was I just remember thinking, fuck, I maybe he just wanted to do it just with his face today.
Oh my fucking god!
And then you're like you got to be kidding me. And then
I needed that message, bro. I needed that DM saying, "What are you doing?"
So Bryce, I know.
Bryce has done that a couple times.
Bryce in the chat just being like,
yeah, Bryce has done that. He'll be like, yo, your audio sucks. Or he'll be like, your video's not good. Your video's laggy. I'm like, thank God he told me. Because I can't tell when I'm streaming. Right now when I stream, I look HD as fuck. But when I upload to YouTube, it's not as high quality because it goes into 720. I was going to buy the 1080p one. But the problem with 1080p is just like literally double and a half per month. It's like $50 a month versus like 10. Like Restream right now is like cheap. Yeah,
this is one of those. I mean, we talk about this twat every single time. I called him a twat, but he's not a twat; he's a legend. But we talk about in the UK, twat, like the C word in Australia, is a word of affection. So like Alex Hormozy talked about the quality of videos. Like I was listening to his podcast the other day and talking about how he just has his like little like fucking office shed. And there's nothing in it, and he talks about how it's like, you know, just thinks it's a quality over quality of content as like what's coming out. And but like I'm with you. I think for us we're more like we like the visual aspect, we like the craft, and so it's frustrating when we can't like craft something like visually appealing.
It is. It hurts me a little bit when I know it's not. Like, especially when I'm clipping it up for TikTok or something, that's when I really notice it because I'm like, motherfucker, because I got to zoom in and it's already looking like shit. And I'm like, all right, well, that's fine.
It's interesting. It's funny you say that though, because that's not something when I've watched your clips and edits for TikTok, I haven't thought about that. I haven't ever, my head hasn't gone, oh my God, that's bad quality.
Oh, okay. That's good.
At all. Like that's that, which I feel like actually, I think that this is, I kind of just feel like that's a thing now. It's like people don't necessarily care about quality unless it's supposed to be something that's visually appealing, right? If it's just supposed to be about what is said or what is talked about, then they're willing to kind of forego that, right? They kind of understand. I feel like that's the mental thing.
It might be. You know, I'm not sure. I've never been able to think not from a creator standpoint. So I don't even know. But that's a good point. What's up, fam? I see everybody's in the chat.
Yeah, what's good, guys?
What's up,
Dan? We
fam?
got Dan. We got Dan from my fucking crew, the Summit Club.
Let's go.
One of our intrepid leaders, along with Bryce. We've got everyone here. I'm gonna share this
here. Yeah, let's get it. Yeah, I put it on Twitter. I'm gonna pull up my screen so go through what we're talking about so people can know what we gonna talk about. We're gonna hit on crypto a little bit. We're gonna hit on OpenSea stuff. What's going on there? We have some drama with Elon. Got some GameStop marketplace. We're gonna check it out. We got some Uniswap action, some drama there. We have the other side obviously coming out. We're gonna talk about some NFT projects that I've launched recently. Why is this still loading? Possessed. We have the Saudi project. We have some Farrakhan drama again. He's like the new fucking beanie. I swear to God, he's the new beanie. We got a lot of shit to talk about.
That's a big claim. The new beanie is a big claim.
Well, it's not really coming from me. It's more from the fact that people just shit on him like quickly and fast, and they jump on the wagon for Farrakhan. And I don't know if it's warranted or not, but a lot of people are very polar. They have a very polarizing idea of this Farrakhan dude. It's like either they love him and they're a stan, or they just want him to die. Like that's what it feels like every time I go onto Twitter. Like people are very, very not sure about this dude. So I don't even know. I've only seen the guy one time. I saw him in New York when he went to the Ledger event, and he's probably like 5'6", looked like a small little leprechaun Jesus or something.
You're gonna have to cut that up.
I'm just fucking around. But like a little leprechaun. No, he's cool as fuck. I'm sure he's a nice guy. I've never met him, so I can't say that. Quality content takes Jesus. He did, bro. That's what he looked like. Physically, he looked like that. He looked like a leprechaun Jesus. There's no other way to put it. He pranced. That's why I said leprechaun. He pranced into the place because we were. So let me tell the story to give more context, because it wasn't supposed to be a flame. It ended up sounding like a flame because I didn't give any context before. We were in the Ledger event. This is like a VIP party, guys. This is a hard party to get into. We got in because of Cade. She got me and Sydney into it, and I got there late, of course, like 30 minutes late. And I show up, and there's like a 200-person line, and there's people screaming and hollering. They're all trying to bribe their way in. Apparently, Ledger had this big event they put on. And Katie was like a hit on stage. Everyone loved her. And so she was getting like flooded with DMs. People were like, we want to go. It's supposed to be like this huge event. So I get there. I somehow like ended up into the front of the line within 1 minute. I don't know what happened. I just got there and I was like, oh, I'm in this other line. It looks like we're moving kind of fast. And then literally the next second, someone was like, hey, do you have a ticket? And I was like, yeah. And so she showed me, she's like, okay, go on in. And so I was about to head in, and I was, it was right before the lady said something to me. And I see Farrakhan and his squad, is like two other friends walk up. And they're not sure what to do. Security's fucking screaming at people. Security's like, get the fuck out of the way. Move, back. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, holy shit, what is going on? Like, and I just didn't realize, like, they were just like overwhelmed with the amount of people. They just didn't expect that many people. So Farrakhan comes to me, he's like, hey man, like we're supposed to be let in, like we have a friend or something like that. And they were like yelling, he's like, no, push back. He's like, no, you don't understand. Like I'm like supposed to be here. I think it was like he was supposed to meet up with someone, or I don't fucking know. So I'm sure it's like a business thing. And so he was like, no, like I'm trying to get in. Then someone finally was like, okay, like let him in. And so him and his friends, like literally, like they ducked under like the security guards, like arms, because they were these big men, and Farrakhan was like a smaller guy, and his friends were a bit smaller. And so they like duck under. And when I say they're leprechauns, because they literally like hopped in, because there was like so many people, they were like jumping and ducking, and like they were like going through the crowd like this. And then he has super long fucking hair, and he looks like Jesus. I was like, oh, it's a leprechaun. So that was my immediate thought. So.
Leprechaun Jesus. I can't wait to share that, dude. Well, I wonder if Cody knows him, but like I've got a I'm with you. Like everyone seems to either love or hate him. Are you guys familiar with? Are you familiar with the like? Are you familiar with the word Marmite? Have you heard that? Or it's like a spread in the UK, and it's like people. Yeah, it's like a spread that you put on toast.
Oh, okay.
That is the only reason to have it. But anyway, there's a saying which is like it or they is like are like Marmite, which basically means you either love it or you hate it.
Okay.
And in Australia, it's Vegemite, isn't it, mates? Those are that's the alternative. Vegemite, yeah. So he's a people love to hate him. Like absolutely love to hate the dude.
Yeah.
And when I was on Koshin Andres' show yesterday, I was saying how like I heard this the other day, and I think it's something that I'm gonna really try and live by, because it's something I hadn't really considered, but it's complete. I would love to say that it's something that I've lived by like forever. It isn't, but if you haven't met someone in person, do not pass judgment. on them. Like you can't go off, like you can only go off what you know, which is when you meet someone in person. Like there are lots of instances we all met each other in New York and like all of us just hit it off. But I've definitely heard some instances of people in New York not hitting it off with other people. And I think it's one of those things where you just have to like you look at an online persona. The thing that I've seen looking objectively with like Farouk as an individual, as an influencer, he's an extremely good marketer. That's his job. Was his job.
Really good.
Yeah, used to build followings on Instagram. He had a huge following on Instagram, creating this like, it was a character, to be honest. It was like a Mr. Good Life character. And I think people hate on that because I think there's a jealousy aspect.
They do.
But yeah, like who knows? He's got glorious hair. He seems he seems like he's pretty happy-go-lucky. But I do know some people. I've spoken to some people personally, and they're like, yeah, they hate him. And I'm like, okay, well, these are people that actually have maybe had interactions with him. I haven't had one yet, so fuck it. Who knows? We'll find out. Little leprechaun Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, on that note, I'm sort of on board with that. You know, like if I met him in real life and he was super nice, like that's definitely one thing to add to the arsenal of when you're. I mean, it's not like we're out here like trying to figure every single person out because it matters, but like, you know, if you find out, like for example, if they were to like prove Farrakhan did something that really fucked up, and then I met him in New York and he was nice, that wouldn't make me think he's cool or nice. So I'm like, if he still did that fucked up thing, that could just be him putting on a front. So that's the only reason I don't make all my judgment based on someone I meet in person, because you can always put on a front in front of somebody. Like if you're having a bad day or you're a shit person, you can easily turn on the charm and fool someone to thinking they're cool. So I mean, for you, I know you're just like adding that to the arsenal. Like you don't want to judge someone just because of things you heard online, which is the main point you're trying to get at. Which I agree. Yeah, it's never a good idea to, because you don't fucking know. You also don't know. Like I remember I talked to someone in a meeting and I was like, yeah, like I feel like people know you because of your content, like you've opened up your channel. And he was like, no, you don't understand. He's like, that's not me. He's like, that is actually not me. And I was like, oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. Like I bought that. And so, yeah, I agree there. But we're just fucking around, fam. What's up, Andres?
Let's say hi to the boys. Andres, how's it going? Like,
dude.
Oh, fuck me. I was going to say something then.
You may just move on and you can chime in, just pop in if you remember it.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Just interrupt me in the middle of whatever. It doesn't matter. We're just talking about crypto. Nothing important. Bitcoin 19K. That's all you got to know. Ain't nothing happening there. Ain't nothing going to probably happen soon. So, yeah, I mean, honestly, like the one thing I would bring up with crypto before we jump into NFTs is I'm completely out. If you're not out of Coinbase, if you're not out of everything by now, then I don't know what to tell you. You should be out of everything. The only money I hold is in my bank account or in my ledger or in, I don't know. That's pretty much it, actually. The only thing I use with Coinbase is the automatic send back to my bank account instantly. That's the only reason I use it. So I'm out, dude. I don't trust anything in crypto, not a single thing. What do you think?
That's really, it's a very interesting. So I've remembered, and this is crypto related. This is very crypto related. We're circling back to the like Farouk thing, which I was going to ask you about. This is, for me, what's happening is is really, really interesting because everything that's happened is because of the benefits of having a public verifiable, immutable blockchain that anyone can see at any time. They know whose wallet is whose. And what I feel like we're seeing is like, okay, these are the instances where someone has done something that maybe people don't agree with, and everyone can see it's happened, which has no one has had that opportunity before. So extrapolate this to when everyone has wallets. What the fuck is this going to look like? How is this going to change the way people do things? Are they just going to have hidden wallets that allow them to transact however they want? Which
I don't know. That must be tough, dude.
Yeah. So this is what this shows to me, is that, okay, well, this is a really interesting instance where an influencer, not like a fucking whatever, like fashion influencer or whatever, but this is just a crypto influencer who's getting called out on the movements within their wallet. How is this going to look in years to come when everyone has a wallet? Like, that's just an interesting thing. Second about crypto in general, I'm with you. I probably need to de-risk a little bit more. I've got stuff in USDC, which
oh yeah, I would get the fuck out, dude. I don't care. I know everyone trusts USDC, but I don't trust anybody.
I'm with you, and that's interesting that we're in crypto, right? And we're at a point where we don't trust it, but we kind of do. We do see where it's going, but at the moment,
Dude, I don't
things are
trust.
like,
I don't trust U.S. dollar currency. I just know.
no, well,
I just
and
like
that's the
have
thing.
nothing else to trust.
But that's the thing, right? Like, you know, we're looking at an instance where, again, like going back to the, we speak about this guy, dude, way too much, but like, yeah, like Hormozy talked about that time when he had 200, like 100 and something grand, 200 grand, just completely, like the bank just put a freeze on it, and they were like, we're freezing this money for 6 months. Like $200,000, and he was like, "Well, that's my payroll for like 6 months. What the fuck are you expecting me to pay? How are you expecting me to pay people?"
We need a ledger for fiat currency, bro, and it can't be USDC. I don't trust you. We need like we just need something that can be off chain for everything, because I don't like the fact that they can literally freeze your shit. But if it's on a wallet that's completely off chain, that's not controlled by someone else, you have the keys to it, like your MetaMask. That's different, and I feel a little bit safer holding it there.
When you say off chain though, because obviously if it's on a ledger, it's still on chain, right? Like,
or I mean like someone can't freeze my account. Is what I meant. Sorry. Yeah,
which can't happen on chain, right? You can't have an account frozen. As long as as long as your account doesn't get like so say you have a wallet, right? So you have a blockchain wallet, and you are the person that dictates what happens, what goes out. Stuff can get sent in, but you dictate what goes out with your private keys.
Yes.
So there's technically nothing that can compromise that. Like nothing.
No, because even if MetaMask, MetaMask
online, unless it's an online compromise, which is through nefarious links or whatever. But if it's on a ledger, technically it really should be.
Not even technically. You have the keys. You can buy a new ledger or buy a new account and input the same numbers, and it would bring it back up. So you're safe. That's why the only thing I trust right now is my ledger. I don't have anything in my burner. I don't have anything. I mean, the only things I have in my Cade Bergman OpenSea wallet are honestly, like, I have too much in there. I just don't like. I don't know.
So what you're worried about, and which I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're worried about the infrastructure that dictates what you can transact within your wallet, right?
Yeah, I'm just worried something's going to shut down. Like, I just don't like that idea. I don't like that idea. And MetaMask, I don't think, but like MetaMask gets shut down tomorrow, and I'd be like, oh, all right, what happens now? Or like OpenSea, dude. Like, if OpenSea just shut down, where are my NFTs? Like, they're there, but they're not there. Like, especially if I have NFTs I minted on OpenSea, like, what happens to those? I don't like that. That's why I'm actually okay with, like, I mentioned this in a video like 6 months ago. Someone had asked me on a podcast that I'm actually editing up right now for highlight clips. They were like, why haven't you dropped a collection? And I was like, well, I like the idea of only having like 40 right now, because I know who the people are. I have all their wallets. It's all like one little fucking notepad. Like, I have everyone's wallet. So if something goes wrong, I can take care of all those people. But if I have 10,000, it's like over basically for them, because there's just so many. Like, they're not even going to remember. But like, everyone in my NFT community, for the most part, is like aware that they remember they have my NFT, because it's like a one of one. There's only so many of them, and I like that idea. So, so it looks like, you can, so you can trade on another marketplace. But if they're frozen on OS and they're minted on OS, I don't know, dude. There's a lot of things we thought we knew, things thought we could trust, that we can't anymore. And Tom pieced out there. He's back.
Am I back? Okay, interesting.
I'm not sure what happened.
A question about that, because I have, one of my Wonder Pals is frozen on OpenSea. Like, that's the only NFT that that I own, and I can't. It says it's been flagged for fucking malicious activity or whatever, suspicious.
So someone bought it, or someone stole it. You bought it or something.
Maybe, yeah. I actually have no idea. I don't know how. I literally just can't do anything with it. But yeah, I hadn't really even thought about that. Like, your NFTs, you minted them on OpenSea.
Mm-hmm. Because I did that like a year ago. I did that like last summer, like actually like right about a year ago. I minted them. I just posted all 25 or all 20 on OpenSea, then I posted the next 20 like a month or two later.
Yeah.
And they're on OpenSea, which I don't like. And I know there's a way. I think you can like send them out to a new contract. I just like that would be something when I don't have to do everything myself, and I can have time and like space on my schedule again. That's when I'll do things like that. But right now I don't even have time to
again.
that,
I think this like I think this is a theoretical. Well, and then this is where my tech kind of skill set breaks down. But like, technically speaking, like it's as long as it's a minted NFT and it's like on Etherscan, it's on the blockchain.
You can always prove you own it. I just don't like the idea that it won't pop up like on eBay where you can see all the NFT, like all the photos of everything. Like I like how it's laid out, and I'm like, man, if that just disappeared, then it's just numbers, bro. Like that is just numbers, and that's not fun. That's the only thing that would annoy me. Right. But I don't think it would be a big deal though.
Well, how about let's move on a good segue to another marketplace for NFTs that have recently.
Yeah, we'll skip over one thing. What was it over here? We'll skip over. We'll do Elon in a sec. But yeah, so shout out WG Maya, shout out the boys over there. Just in the last 24 hours, GameStop's NFT marketplace has surpassed $1 million in trading volume via Blockworks. And then I think they've actually had more. This is crazy because this is more than Coinbase has had in an entire fucking month. So I jumped in and said, all right, what's going on here? Here's what it looks like. For people who haven't seen, beta GameStop NFT. They are partnered with Immutable X, so that's not exactly a flex, but they are that. Power to the players.
Whoa, that's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. So because this kind of broke mine, Andres and Kosh's brains last night when like 24 hours ago when we were looking at this, and we were like, what the fuck is all of this?
It looks like IMX. Honestly, my thoughts is IMX said, "Fuck me, we're going down."
Yeah, I didn't know about the IMX thing. I didn't know about the IMX thing. This now is like making sense.
Yeah, man, IMX blows. I've said it since you guys know, if you guys watch my channel, you guys know how I feel about IMX. I fucking hate IMX. I think it's the worst. I think it's by far the worst. By far the worst. It's terrible.
I've never used it.
Fucking 3 days to withdraw or deposit any funds. It's unbelievable. I don't understand it. It makes no sense. It takes fucking forever. I don't like the way anything's laid out. Everything about it screamed shit to me. So it looks like to me, all the big NFT projects are right here on the main page for GameStop. I think GameStop is basically saving their ass. I think they're pulling an FTX and just like saying, we'll save you. We've got enough of a brand. People fuck with us enough. We can make this work. I think that's what happened. But who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, interesting. Because I saw today that the CFO of GameStop got sacked today.
Whoa, really?
Yeah. Well, interestingly, because they went on a massive hiring spree last year, and then obviously because of the crash, they've had to fucking fire a load of people. Just
no one knew, dude. Like now, when we look at it now, we're like, oh, fuck, you should have like invested in like multiple different things to like make sure you have this money sustained. But like, for people who don't know, when we were in this bull run, especially last summer when it was kicking off, we'd have mini bearish cycles in there, but like not really. Like even when it was bearish, everyone was like getting ready. They were like, here we fucking go. We got like 2 weeks max, and then we're flying again. We literally thought that we were not, a recession was not in the books. It felt like we were just going to keep going. We were like, tech is here. Adoption is here. We're mooning. This is it. And so none of us thought that we would crash like this. It just didn't make any sense. And oh my God, this is so funny. Moody Crows, dude. I remember almost buying this, and I was like, man, this is only going to work if IMX takes off. And IMX sucks. I was just like, and I'm glad I didn't buy it because Moody Crows was at 1 ETH at one point. It's at 0.008, I think. It has completely died. So RIP to them. Cryptic Dan says he agrees. IMX is kind of shit. I have multiple play-to-earn NFTs. Yeah, I used to as well. I used to have a few play-to-earn NFTs. I got rid of them. I was able to sell a couple of them at profit somehow. I don't understand how. And I had my Book Games token on there as well, which I sold right before they fucking tanked, I remember. And I was really happy with that because I have terrible luck. I never would have won the VFriends Series 2 raffle thing that it basically was. I was like, I will not win that. So I just sold the top, which is fine. But yeah, anyways, what's up, Colors? I see him in the house.
What's up?
Okay, here we go. OpenSea. Here we go. I don't even want to look at this, dude. I don't look at this before, by the way, for anyone who's wondering. I don't look at this chart beforehand because it's never something I'm particularly excited to go into. So here we go. All right, yeah, we're up, dude. We're up since last week. I think. Maybe hold on. Let's go back 7 days. Okay, no, we're not. We're about the same. I feel like it was way lower, dude. Okay, 32,000 users. I feel like that was more than I remember last. I feel like it was really, really low last week. Maybe not. I don't know. Here's what the numbers are though. Volume 11 million, 72,000 transactions. I'm just glad that another marketplace didn't shit itself, because that's just a little bit of extra, like a breath of fresh air.
Can you go to the 30? Can you go to the 30-day quickly?
Here's the 30-day.
Interesting. So users have gone up then.
A little bit, man. And
10K, like 10,000.
Actually, you're right about that. Hold on, 27 to 31, so 4K. But it might be because people got into the GameStop marketplace and then said, all right, fuck it, I got an NFT marketplace, or I'm on the NFT world now. Let's go check out OpenSea. I feel like that might be potentially. I don't know.
And what were users? If you go to the all tab, like what were kind of like?
Oh, dude, you don't want to see this. Here, let's just try it. It looks all fucked up. Let me see if I can zoom in. All right, so here's come on, don't do this. Here we go. All right, so here's what the all chart looks like if I zoom in. Goddamn, the volume is just unbelievably low compared to what it was, dude. Like, good fucking God. Hold on. There's a period where volume was at 107. Dude, users were still at 35K though. That's crazy. 104,000 transactions. Now we're at 51,000. So half the transactions, a fucking fraction of the volume, but not that many less users. There's actually a decent bit of users. That's interesting.
It is interesting. I do, because this is the gut feeling that I have whenever I go onto like an analytics platform and I take a look at kind of like volume of trending projects.
Yep.
I'm always surprised at how many items are being bought. Like I'm always surprised at how there's still lots of volumes of transactions going on. And I think it's people who understand how to play the trading game. And they're still, you can make money. Like if you can, I feel like you can make money. That's like one of the best ways to make money, is if you really deeply understand the day trading game of NFTs, chasing pumps, understanding when to buy and sell. Like, I think there's, there are opportunities. Sadly, it's just one of those skills that I just never felt like I had.
Honestly, bro, all right, before I get into the story, guys, if you're in the chat right now, 18 of y'all, I know there ain't no 18 likes on the video. I know that shit ain't true.
Come on.
Make that shit 18. Honestly, it better be 20. There better be 20 likes and 18 viewers. That better be what happens here. So make sure you smash like in this video, subscribe to the channel. Tom's stuff's in the description below as well if you want to check him out. Here's the story I'm going to tell. So last night, it was about 3 a.m. I was on Instagram Reels. I just posted one. So people who don't know, I upload like every single hour. Oh shit, that reminds me, I need to upload one. But I upload like every single hour. I'm crazy for the short form content. I know you got to upload short form content. That's just the way to do it. That's what's hitting right now. Literally every second or third video on YouTube Shorts is popping off for me. So I think I'm 80% up on my analytics for YouTube because of Shorts. So anyways, I upload a lot. So I was on Instagram Reels, and while I was waiting for my thing to upload, this video popped up of this aquarium, and the title was something like, "Would you want to do this?" or something. I don't fucking know. It's an aquarium with this girl with the scuba mask on, and she was very happy. And at this point, it's 3 a.m. So I'm like, I'm not in my feels, but I was just really hardcore chilling in my beanbag, and I'm looking at this girl having fun in this aquarium tank, and I was like, this is this girl's life. Like, she comes in every single day excited to get into the marine world, touch animals, like swim with them and all this stuff, and like that is her entire life. And I will never know even a second of that life. I'm over here in this other realm doing these other things. She'll never know what this is like. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, like there's so like, and I remember thinking that would be so cool to do that. And I was like, I'll never be able to do that. And it was interesting to me because I was like, you can only pick like a few things. There's only a few things you can pick in your life to just dive all the way in. The good thing is if you have no money problems, you can still experience all those things. You can go and pay for a 1 week, Disneyland marine life tour thing. You can do all those things, but it was interesting to me because I was like, oh, I would love to be able to do that as a professional. And I was like, I can't, like, you can't do all the things,
I think about this quite frequently, actually, about how complex the world is. Like the world, if you really do think about it, and I think as the older you get, the more appreciative you have of complexity, because you get more skilled in the things that you're skilled at, and then you realize, fuck me, I didn't know shit. And then you start, you're like, wow, you learn more stuff that you're like skilled in, and then you realize the thing you're skilled in is like one of the 10 million skills that are out there that you can go super, super deep into. And that's a very good example, like the fact that we'll never get to experience that life. And it's something like I feel actually quite fortunate in that I did, to some extent, like sacrifice my 20s for like what could be perceived as early success to go and experience as much shit as possible. And I do look back on my 20s very fondly, because I feel like I really maximized my kind of like youth years when I didn't have responsibilities. And like you said, like didn't have to worry about bills to get paid. I did like the shittiest jobs. I did every single job just to kind of experience life when it was a bit more like free. And yeah, that's kind of something I recommend people. I know that you've got huge ambitions to like travel more in the like coming years and like experience different.
That's gonna be a huge one, dude. I want to go see. I was talking to Nate. I was talking to a couple people last night about just going to fucking Australia, dude. Like that'd be so legendary. Like there's multiple. We know Pasta out there. We know Nate out there. I know Lisa. Like that would be the move.
It's like honestly they. Zerk's moving there next year. He's moving in.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? It's a done deal. We're going.
Yeah, it's definitely something that I'm gonna go visit. But like, if you have the opportunity to like live there, like for you,
I think I'll try. I think I'll try,
dude. Yeah, it would be epic. Like this is the time.
I'm trying to get a wife. I'm trying to get a wife. All right, I'm trying to get a wife. I'm going to Australia. All right, so hide your fucking wives. All right, all of you. Hide your wives.
Women.
Hide your wives. Hide your stepmothers, because I'm coming.
Bro, I gotta go get another beer. It's too hot in here.
All right, sounds good. All right, Tom's gonna get another beer. There was something I was gonna say. Let me see if I can remember. It was on my phone, I think. No, it was not on my phone. We'll move on. What's up, fam? What's up? Have a fear of choosing the wrong path? Yeah, I agree. It's tough. It's scary sometimes when you. I don't know, especially if you see a video like that or you get into those thoughts when you're in a period of your life where you're not stoked about where you're at. That's tough because you're like, oh, what am I doing? I'm in the wrong path. I should have done this. I should have done that. That's where it's important to have not a grand vision, but someone's wife is hidden. Good. It's important to like have not a long-term vision. I guess the idea is to make your daily life. Like this is something I learned very recently in the last few months, I guess. Once I moved to Seattle, was changing my day-to-day life routine to a point where I didn't hate everything about my day-to-day, where I wasn't constantly living the future of wanting to be something else. And that has effectively changed my entire life, the way I look at everything now. Because I'm like, oh, if this costs $300 to make my life easier for the next 6 months, like, for example, Devin texted me last night. He's like, yo, dude, I saw your setup. And I said, what do you think? He's like, it looks like shit. You got to go buy a widescreen monitor. And I was like, those are like $500. He's like, I don't care. I'm going to send you one. So he sends me one on Amazon. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, God damn it. And like, I know he's right, because like a widescreen monitor makes my life tremendously easier. I can pull up way more tabs. It's just, I remember I've had a widescreen monitor, so I remember what it was like. And I was like, fuck me, he's right. And so I was just like, oh, am I really going to drop this like $400 or $500, whatever it was on the thing? And I was like, you know what? I got to stop. Well, one, I got to stop doubting Devin. He's fucking right every single time. So it's like, okay, I'm just going to roll with it. But also like, that'll make my life easier. There's been multiple times in my day where I'm like, God damn it, this laptop is so small. Like I need more space. And I remember what it was like having it. And when you can do things that make your day-to-day life a little bit more nice, when you can make your apartment more cozy, then every single day you get to actually live that. And it's so much better on your psyche, and you're not always living in the future. And it just makes everything better.
I'm sorry. I think that's a really insightful thing, because I've experienced that as well. Like, some just the small things. It's like I look at the things that I did, kind of made a quick like video jokingly the other day about like small things that the highest value things that I own. Like one is my laptop. My laptop is the core of my life. Yeah, it is. We obviously can't earn money if we don't have our laptops, so it's very important. We've got cameras, and then it's like I spent like a few $100 on these.
Let's go. You're not even using them.
A few, yeah, but I know I don't use them for this kind of shit, because I just honestly, but from I wore them for the first time on a plane like a couple of months ago. I've had them for a couple of years now, or like a year, and as well as AirPods, and the just quality of like my everyday life, just being able to listen to stuff with a quality audio is something that was something that I'd never done before, and I'll never go back. Like it's the like you said, it's that small like little things that, because you use them every day.
And think about me, bro. I get to hear your voice They're these headphones. These are the best, by the way. People who don't know,
Yeah, those are
Sennheiser. These are solid podcast. These are the ones that all the big boys like Logan Paul wears these. Rogan wear like these are the headphones for podcasting. They're phenomenal, but they're wired. So
that's why I don't wear mine, because they're wireless ones. So, but I'm with you. I'll be getting a pair of those when I get into the real podcast game.
They're not even expensive, bro. They're like a couple $100. They're not expensive. It's kind of like when you buy Beats by Dre. Beats are expensive because the name. These names are these headphones are big within the artist / recording world, but not in the mainstream. So they're not expensive. They're just fucking good. So
interesting. So like that, I always remember growing up because my dad always had Sennheiser, but I think maybe because I was younger, I looked at them and I was like, oh my god, those are like disgustingly expensive.
I didn't. And that was Devin. That was literally Devin yelling at me again. And that kid is always right. That's why I've been buying Wolf Boys, dude. He's on the team. He's the manager there, and I've just seen like the community. It's unbelievable, dude. It's very reminiscent of like Feline Fiends, and I'm like, god damn, like. I mean, I thought they had a strong community, but I was like, how long is that going to last? But dude, they don't give a fuck, and they're minting every day. There's more minting every day, and I'm like, all right, man. I bet against Devin before, and I was wrong every single time. I've been wrong every single time.
Right.
And
well,
they're still minting, bro. And it's like so cheap. Like their OpenSea is like 0.06 or something. The minting is like 0.06, and I'm like, dude, fuck it, dude. I'm not gonna every time, except for a couple DGen moves. He's been right. And I'm like, this guy just understands branding. He understands community. He understands business. He's got his own thriving business and community on his own. So I was like, man, let me just hop on board, dude. Like, I don't care. And I've done a podcast with Lux, the founder. He's a really dope dude. He's got his own business as well. And I was like, they've got all the prongs except for making videos. And they still, without the videos, have a kicking community. And I just don't get it. I'm like, how the fuck? So I was like, whatever, I'm on board. So that's the alpha for people who don't know. Wolfboy Social on Twitter, WULF, by the way. But that project is strong, dude. I'm very pleasantly surprised. I had a lot of doubts, by the way, for the project. I had a lot of doubts, and I expressed those doubts many times to Lux and Devin, and they still told me fuck you, and they still made it happen. So somehow they're going to sell out a collection in the bear market. But anyways, let's move on. The other side, Meta. They dropped their little tester thing, and they had about 3,000 people or something like that online at the same time just to test to see if the shit would work, and it worked. It was chaotic. I heard it was just a bunch of people screaming at the same time, being degenerates, and they just wanted to make sure that they could handle this amount of volume, and they did. So, I mean, props to them. I don't give a shit. I'm not going to play this game, so like whatever. But good news for everybody there. You know,
I'm joining you. I don't give a fuck. This is an absolute. This is like. I watched some of the clips and I was like, you are an absolute fucking bitch if you get into this. You're like, as in you like, I just feel like, okay, so you've had to pay what, $6,000 to $10,000 to run around in a chaotic, infinite field of other people screaming down a microphone, like running into each other, just to test if they have the capacity to do, like, to run a number of people. Are you met the amount these people are getting strung along by this fucking Yuga Labs? Honestly.
Wait, let me show you something. Here we go. I'm gonna show you this guy. Here we go. Yatsu. Do you guys know Yatsu? Do you know him? Let's see if it'll.
No, I don't know. I don't think so.
So he's the founder and CEO of a bunch of different things, but he's in charge of Animoca Brands, which is when I did my review on Yuga Labs, this is when I learned all these things. So they're just a massive company, and I'm pretty sure Animoca is one that helps with developing and some tech shit. I don't know, but they're behind a lot of big companies. I'm pretty sure they're behind like Axie Infinity, CryptoKitties, a bunch of like big stuff like that. So anyways, they were valued, I believe, because he posted this on LinkedIn. They're valued at $5.9 billion on Forbes right now. And he's one of the guys on the other side board now. And that was really the only guy that I was impressed with. I'm pretty sure he's on the board. He was the only guy that I was like particularly impressed with when I went and did the review on him. And he spoke very well. He's got a lot of podcasts on YouTube. I've watched him and I've listened to what he talks about. And they're at $5.9 billion. That's impressive, especially at this point when everyone's dying. They're still at 5.9 billion because they're developing tech. So I think they're like the people selling the shovels. They're actually the ones making the shovels to be sold to the people who are digging. And I don't know that it's hard, dude. Like
Animoca Brands.
Yep.
Fuck, that's a fucking furious valuation.
that's the thing is the Bored Ape, the other side, they'll probably win because the narrative that people believe and they want to believe, they've invested so much money they have no choice but to believe it, which is where I separate from the NFT market. And I have this is a highlight clip that came from like 6 months ago when I made this podcast with the dude, and he asked me why I haven't dropped my project. And part of the reason was because I wanted to have a little bit more control, but also because I don't like the idea that a lot of the Twitter influencers right now rely on giveaways to earn them followers or to bring their followers value, because they're like, why would I follow this guy if he's not going to bring me whitelists or bring me giveaways every month? Then fuck this guy. It's like, okay, that is weird. That is not in any other industry except NFT land. That is it. There's no other, like the fitness world, the only thing those motherfuckers do is take their supporters' money. They drop more clothes, they drop more supplements, they drop more this, and the value that they get in return, that the people who get watching, is just more videos. That's the only value. So I'm like, okay, I'd much rather have that. That's a lot more manageable for me. I can just put out videos, have entertaining shit, obviously get back when I can, but the goal isn't to like make money so that I can give all of it back to the people watching. Like that's a weird, strange NFT influencer thing that came from the fact that they can get hundreds of thousands of followers from giveaways and stuff. And I don't know, that's just not sustainable, and they don't really care about you. And I'd rather just grow a different way, even though it sucks. It's
over. It's done. No one. If you've noticed, like all of the influencers have opened up their like giveaway accounts because they've almost run out of like capacity to just like rinse giveaways, because they've gotten to the point where it's just like insane. It's like, well, how do you have 300,000 followers? You post once every 4 days, and one of those, it's a fucking giveaway.
Have you seen the I don't know about you. I've always been like this. Slight incline. I've had moments where I've dropped followers, but it's after some big thing that had, like, I remember Llama tweeted about me once and I gained like 1,000 followers in like a day, which was crazy. Yeah. But other than that, like it's never been like drops. There's never been drops in followers other than like 20, and then they drop and a couple days later I'm back up. But dude, everyone else, they're down real bad. Like K Money was almost at 200K at one point. He went under 100K the other day because Twitter's like clearing out bots and stuff, and like all the influencers.
Because that actually ties into one of our other stories today, doesn't it?
What is it?
Elon Musk, Twitter.
Oh yeah. Okay, so that's an interesting point. So yeah, a lot of big influencers with a lot of followers, especially their giveaways, bots, because the people make accounts and their bots to win these giveaways, right? And so there's a lot of shady shit. So a lot of people are losing followers because a lot of those people were bots. And so this shit is fucking wild, dude. This is exciting to me. This is like two big baller guys who both think that they're shit, coming at each other. And dude, if Elon Musk was to buy Twitter, it would literally be Elon versus Trump, because Trump has his own social media called Truth Social.
Truth or something, was it?
Truth Social. It's terrible. I opened up an account there, and immediately you're hit with follow these 5 people or else, and it's literally Donald Trump, Republican, and then it's like Fox News 2, Fox News 3, Donald Trump Jr., and like all these like super conservative people, and it's like you must follow them to get an account. And I was like, oh my fucking god. So that was funny. But anyways, yeah, Trump made this. I don't know if this is real. This looks fucking edited. This is like the strangest photo I've ever seen, but maybe it's real. And he basically says, when Elon Musk came to the White House, asked me to help on all of his subsidized projects, whether it's electric cars that drive long enough, that don't drive long enough, driverless cars that crash, or rocket ships to nowhere, without which subsidies he'd be worthless, and telling me how he was a big Trump fan and Republican. I could have said, drop to your knees and beg, and he would have done it. And then Elon Musk responded, and he said, LMAO, and then there's a picture of an old Homer Simpson. It's fucking hilarious. This is funny as fuck, dude, because Elon Musk does not give a single fuck. And Donald Trump does not give a single fuck. Neither of them care, dude. Neither of them give a shit. And like they truly don't give a shit. And it's just funny, bro. It's really, really funny.
It's incredible how
thank you, Anthony.
Elon Musk is just undefeated when it comes to like internet trolling and memes. He is the emperor of that. It's like actually incredible. It's like this guy has all of these fucking things on the spin. Like he's spinning all these plates. Biggest is spinning multiple of the biggest companies on earth. Yeah, he still has like time and the capacity to fucking just deal with like dog shit memes and the like trash of it into the internet. Trash.
No, wait, someone told me this isn't real, motherfucker. I don't even know, dude. And someone said he's done with Truth Social. I don't believe that, actually. I'm pretty sure I saw a video of Trump at a rally. I think he's running for president again. Like 90% sure he's running again. There's no way he won't. If Donald Trump runs against Joe Biden, it's over. He's gonna beat Biden. There's just no way they're gonna. I don't know what I'm gonna do if Trump runs and wins the primaries and it's Trump versus Biden again. Well, fam, I'm gonna move to Canada.
Yeah,
that's almost not a joke.
That's the Australia plane ticket.
That is like almost not a joke to this point. I fucking love the cold, and I'm in Seattle right now, and it ain't even cold enough, bro. I mean, it's summer, but like I'm sitting here, I'm like, I can move to Canada. I'm down to move to Canada. I really like the cold. I don't like dude. So the other day I met up with this guy, and his name is Walker. Well, I don't know if he stalks his real name. We'll just call him Walker. And he's this big artist on TikTok. And he actually has like 500K. I didn't even realize after I met him, but he's like huge on TikTok for tattoo art. He just does a bunch of like cool stuff. He's in NFTs. And where was I even going with that?
Well,
what was I talking about right before? Oh, it was something with Trump. It was something with
the weather of Canada.
Right. And
cold.
Fuck me. Where was I going with? Oh yeah, he said the weather's so nice, and it was like warm outside. It was like 80 degrees. It was a beautiful day. But I agreed with him. But then like low key on the inside, I was like, yeah, but I don't even want to be outside right now. Like I genuinely just like don't really like the heat, even when it's nice outside. I like moments of nice weather. But other than that, like I really like the cold or like the AC. I don't know what it is, dude. Like I remember in school.
I'm the complete opposite.
You're the opposite, dude. Oh my god! In school, if we had an outdoor day, I would cry. If they're like, we're gonna go outside in the green and sit outside in the grass today, everyone was like, yeah, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, that's funny. I just like being outside, but I was thinking this just now. Like the last few weeks have been really frustrating because I haven't been able to run. And I fucking love running when it's really hot, like really, really hot. I love it.
You're like that Nick Bear. You're like that Nick Bear dude.
I love like I don't sweat that much, but like when it's hot, I do, and it just I don't know. I love it, and it's really frustrating me because when I went to the shop earlier, I was like, oh man, I feel like I've missed this window of like, you know, the times when I like love running. Like I remember I did maybe it was last year or the year before where it's really hot, and I did my fastest ever like 5 kilometer time, and it was like baking hot. And yeah, I don't know. I suppose I love it, but I also do love the cold. I just like seasonality, to be honest. It's seasonal, which I think the UK and Seattle have, and like Pacific Northwest have very similar climates.
Yeah.
I think I don't know if you've realized this yet, but like, you know how like Seattle is synonymous with wet weather. Like, I've been to Seattle like 6-7 times. Fucking never rained.
It's not anywhere as bad as people say. People think it rains all the time. I'm like, it rains like a few times a week, but it's like barely. It's not even enough for me not to run. Like I literally have run through the rain before. It's fine. Like I have my phone in my hands, kind of thing. It's like it's not a big deal. And it is cloudy, but it's like really not as bad as people say. Like it's sunny as fuck all the time. Like it's beautiful outside.
And it's the exact same with the UK. Like the UK has this weird rap for bad weather. It's fucking always great. Always great. Like any place is just like maybe a storm comes through every now and again. Maybe you'll have like a week of storms, but then it hasn't rained for like a month now. Like the grass is dry everywhere. It's hot as fuck. Next week is going to be record-breaking temperatures. That's the only issue is that we don't have the infrastructure to deal with either supreme cold weather or supreme hot weather. So it's fucking we lose it. Like our railway system. Literally, like the railway tracks start burning. They start like actually exploding into flames because it gets so hot, and they can't deal with it. So our infrastructure is really.
What the fuck?
I know.
Why doesn't someone just fix it?
I know. I don't. It's weird, but like my mum literally called me because I'm going to go see her this weekend, and she was like, "Make sure to not get a train in the middle of the day because railway tracks are like setting on fire."
A year ago? No. Yeah, about a year ago, when I went on my trip and I was leaving my car, my water cooler broke. My water pump or water cooler in my car broke. And I was in fucking Indiana or something. I was like 15 or 20 hours away from my home. And I didn't feel like I had to drive back. I had to be back in 4 days. And it was going to take me 2.5 days or 3 days to drive. And I was like, okay, well, my car is basically broken. I can't drive it for more than 30 minutes to 45 minutes without it overheating. So I couldn't drive in the day. So what I did, because I had to go back, I was basically 2 weeks in the trip as like a trial. Then I had to come back home. And so I drove halfway across the country, 40 minutes on, 20 minutes off at night. And I did that for 2.5 days, I remember. And it was fucking miserable, dude. It took so long. I would sleep on the side of the highway. I would turn my car all the way off, turn it back on, and it was so bad, dude. But that's
How did you
interesting.
know?
That just kind of sparked that.
How did you know how long you could go? Was it like, was the temperature
I
gauge
knew,
like-
dude. At about 40 minutes, my car would turn off in the middle of the highway. It would turn
shit.
off. Like the entire car would just be off. I
You would
couldn't.
just wait,
no,
what? So you would
no
wait until it
accelerator.
turned off.
So no, I would. So basically, I found out that right at 45, it does that. So I would just go to 40 and then just pull over and then just turn the car off, let it cool down, go back on. It was actually ridiculous. It was the point where I was like, is this actually happening right now? And then Anthony, I saw this comment. He says, Tom is looking well tanned. Dude, you were way tanner in real life than I thought you would be. I was like shocked at how tan your skin was.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. I'm half Indian, so I
okay.
get like, yeah, I can get really tanned.
Nice.
Yeah, but I haven't spent. When I saw you, I had done Portugal. I'd been in Portugal for a few days, and I got like a lot of sun there.
Okay, that makes sense because you were
I can get super tan. My sister, when I saw her in New York the other day, she showed me some photos, and they were quite hilarious. Like she gets ridiculously tanned.
That's legendary, dude.
She spends leisure time in the sun. I rarely do that.
Yeah, we're too much on our computers.
Yeah,
I'm usually tan too.
Genuinely a problem.
Yeah, I'm usually tan. I just don't care, dude. Like I don't know. I like to be tan. I just the going out and getting tan is where I'm like,
But this is the thing. I get my color from just walking around. I like running usually and that kind of stuff. Like I don't sit outside and tan, but like it just goes to show. Again, the UK, fucking great weather. Everyone bangs on about it being shit. Not shit. Like
not shit, dude.
You want to come to especially in the this is I'm shilling the UK to anyone. Summer in the UK is fucking epic. Is absolutely epic because everyone is happy because they've been miserable during winter and then they get to summer and they are so stoked. And so everyone's happy, everyone loves each other, everyone's just partying out on the streets.
Legend, dude. Yeah, and you guys go hard. You guys go hard as fuck. I remember when you were in New York, they were like, all right, guys, where are we going? I was like, where are we going? Like, home, bro. It's 3 a.m. Like, nah, dude, we're going to the bar. Like, what?
Yeah, that was a YOLO moment for sure.
That was, dude. I mean, honestly, like we were only there for like once a year, so I get it. But anyways, let's move to a couple more stories. We got some Uniswap. Someone stole $5 million on a phishing attack. So that happened, I guess. I don't know too many details about this. I just know it happened. Literally a shit ton of money happened. And I don't know what happened, but someone got a lot of money. Someone got very rich from this. So yeah, it sounds like a liquidity pool. Maybe liquidity pool potentially was fished. I don't know, dude. Honestly, like for people watching too, this isn't really going to help them to know exactly what happened here. It's probably just going to make you more, like these kind of things I feel like these are flukes, you know, like this doesn't happen every single day.
No, this is like that. This is sophisticated, right? This is like
the only thing that you need to really think about is, like, okay, so there was this podcast I listened to, and the guy, he was a hacker. He was like a digital hacker who just does this as a job. And he basically got converted by the government to like look for hackers, essentially. And so he wouldn't go to jail. And he said that probably 95% of scams are easily preventable. He's like, they're not difficult to like they're not complicated. They just, they take advantage of people who aren't paying attention at the moment where they're paying the least attention. So it's like if you're roll call, if you're at a corporate job and you're one of 2,000 people working, and at 4:30, right before 5 o'clock, when everyone clocks out, they send a message and they say, hey guys, payroll got switched over. If you want to get your direct deposits on board for next week, make sure you send your information to this address, whatever. And dude, like they'll get like 40% turnover within 10 minutes. And it's just like that kind of thing. Dude, you're just not thinking. You don't think there's going to be an attack. And so you just, oh yeah, for sure. And then you do it and now your bank account's drained. You know, kind of like that kind of thing. That happens all the time in crypto and NFT land. That's literally what happened to me. I mean, I just clicked on a dumb link, wasn't paying attention, and that's literally how it happened. I lost a $4,000 asset. And so, yeah, that's just how it be. Yeah, you're right, Bryce. I mean, that's just how it be sometimes.
Yeah, I know that it's coming. It's like it's like you said, we've spoken about it a lot. Like it's an eventuality, right? Yeah.
I'm just gonna get hacked, baby.
I'm gonna get hacked. I'm gonna be back on it. I'm gonna be rubbing my hands and I'm gonna be crying at the same time. Like, yeah, the biggest fear that I have is, I just know how sadly, like scammers target like older people, which is that's the real like shitty thing. You know, it's like, you know, fair play, like scam me, whatever. I've got room to get scammed and recover. You scam old people, you're just a fucking, that is the lowest of the low of the low.
That would suck. That would suck so bad.
Exactly, and I know because I remember my girlfriend, like she was like, oh yeah, I've been speaking to this like Chinese girl, like messaged me, like WhatsApp me a couple of weeks ago. I've been messaging her, and I've been like, what do you mean this Chinese girl has been messaging you? And she was like, yeah, just this like Chinese girl. She like said she couldn't find a friend or whatever, and yeah, just been messaging her. I'm like, I mean, you do know that's a scammer, right? Like you know that that's not a Chinese girl. And she showed me her phone, and it had a photo of like this like really lovely looking Chinese girl, and I showed her about 6 or 7 like of my archived messages from like basically the same like little Asian girl, and they're just all phishing. They're scammers. They're just trying to socially engineer people. And I'm like, if you who are a young person like fall into that trap so easily. I mean, I got one yesterday, like genuinely got one yesterday, like from an Asian girl being like, oh, do you need this? Do you need this kind of shit? And I'm like, no, I don't. But yeah, like I know I think about my parents. That's the biggest thing. I'm like, because I know that my parents are a huge amount of risk because they like to be helpful. That generation like to be helpful. So yeah. If you're a scammer, I'd punch you in the dick. I'd probably I'd throw it to the ground.
Honestly, agreed. That's why I practice and will continue to practice as much as I can, separating my assets across multiple places. So if one gets drained, I'm not completely caught, pants down. I just don't. That shit would be miserable. And I've seen too many instances of people doing that where they get like a huge account liquidated and they're just fucked. And I'm like, well, that cannot be me. That's not something I'm willing to risk. But anyways, we'll move on to OpenSea. For the last 7 days, Saudis came out of fucking nowhere and is flying right now. And this is we're going to get into why potentially Farrakho is involved in this, of course. And then just like all the standard projects, we had Possessed crashing way harder than I thought it would. I thought they would hold at a 0.4. They're not. The community is maybe not as strong as we thought. Floor is sitting at 0.23, which with ETH at what it is, that's like a couple $100. And dude, honestly, bro, I think they look like shit. I'm sorry.
Oh, really? So like you, a few others as well. I don't know. I thought they kind of look cool. I like the, I don't know. Cool. I look at that and I see the kind of the artistic effort that goes into creating those.
Yeah, I respect the extra work they put in. I just don't think it looks that good, I guess. But I respect it. Like I respect it. It's just like, well, I don't want that as a PFP.
This is what always people a few months ago used to say when Azuki kind of went to the moon. That people were like, yeah, like the difference between how Hape and Azuki kind of came out at a similar-ish time, and people were like, well, Hape failed because the art was shit, and Azuki kind of like went to the moon because the art was like lit. I don't know how much of that I believe, to be honest, because I actually don't think we've seen any other instances like Azuki. I think people were just holding on to that narrative, like it went to the moon because the art was great. But
I mean, only one did that. Only one Force went to the moon because the artwork is anime. Yeah. We had I think there's one more maybe, but no one took like Azuki did. I still don't get what happened. I still don't get it. People fucking love Azuki. I mean, they had a cool event in New York, but shit, dude, I don't know. I think some big motherfuckers got into that project, and people are just excited to be there. And who knows why else Azuki did that? But yeah, we have the Saudis here. This is basically CryptoPunks with the Saudi thing on it, and here's some of the real ones. They're fucking selling, dude. There's some that are sold for 10 ETH. So this is a project that people are into. So people are buying this thing, I guess. I'm gonna have a review coming on this soon. And Farrakho, this is what he looks like, by the way. Come on. This is why I called him what I called him earlier. Like, it's not a shot at him. Like that. Give me another sentence that describes him better than I described him earlier.
Leprechaun Jesus.
Cool dude, I'm sure. But anyways, he got roasted, and I don't know if I can find exact. Oh yeah, no, I found something else that I was gonna roast him on. Not roast him, but like a little bit. Oh, I don't have it. What the fuck? Okay, so essentially this is what allegedly happened. He got 10 free mints. Normally you get 2. Who knows why he got 10? That could be an influencer thing. I'm sure it was. He got a rare NFT for pure luck. That's possible because it was a mint. I don't know. You know, I know there's ways to know which ones are rare. So it's possible that he got a rare one on purpose, or they gave him a rare one because he was who he was. It's possible that happened. Who knows? He did 17 profit. This is why he got hate, because he got a lot of money in profit. And we don't know all the details of how. One thing I wanted to bring up is that essentially someone edited his photo onto a Saudi thing, and I can't find it. I guess I thought it was in here, but apparently there was like a photo of him with his face. It was like a deep fake type of thing with him in the Saudi robe. And I think maybe people thought it was real or something. And so people were like, oh my God, Farrakhan's pumping this project. And then he sold all of them. I didn't see, to my knowledge, Farrakhan pumping the project that much. I think he retweeted a couple things, but I've done that, dude. I've retweeted a couple things. And it's hard because when you have a following, everything you do is scrutinized as like you're above the law. And I remember Coach was talking about this yesterday. He's like, look, just because I'm an influencer doesn't mean I can't like sell NFTs. Like I'm not just going to hold it to the grave, which I get. But there's a healthy balance between like pumping something because your followers know, and just doing a couple retweets here and there, a couple liking. Like, I think that's okay, you know, because sometimes a project's going to do well no matter what. But like, you know, Farrakhan's got a lot of fucking followers, dude. This dude, he's the founder of Radio. He's got 300K on Twitter. He's a known figure. You know, if he buys into a project, people probably just going to follow him, you know.
Dude, he's like, he's arguably like in the top 5 like known figures within NFTs. Like he's
right behind me. Right behind Tom.
Yeah, right behind. Yeah, I actually might be slightly behind him. Actually, just a little bit. He might be a little bit ahead of me. But I think that he's up there. He's up there. And yeah. I don't know. Like people, I think they just hate him because he looks like he's a happy guy, and I think people hate to see people that are happy. To be completely honest,
I think I agree. I think he's happy. I think I've seen his streams. Not his streams. I've heard his Twitter Spaces, and again, I don't know the dude. I don't know anything about him, and I bet he's very nice. But when I hear him talk, it feels like a front. When I've heard him talk, it sounds too nice. Like it literally sounds too nice. But also, I thought the same thing about Andres when I first talked to him. I thought he was being too nice. I thought he was being too happy. You know, like to the point where I was like, yo, chill for like a little bit, you know? But then, I mean, obviously I know Andres now and he's just a super cool guy. And when the camera turns on, he just, you know, obviously you ramp up a little bit for the camera. But Farrakhan, it felt a little bit not real. I don't know. That's just like the feel I got from it. So I don't really follow him. I don't really know about most of his stuff.
Yeah, interesting.
But a lot of people don't like him.
Like we said, a lot of people don't like him. That is a common thing. Like the feeling.
Wait, is this wrong? Isn't it? Oh no, it's Farrakh. That's how you say it. It's Farrakh. That's how you say it. What's up, Brett? So yeah, I mean, I don't know too much about him, and people are very, very, very polarized on how they view the dude. Honestly.
Wait, let's get Brett's thoughts. Brett, you gonna give us your thoughts?
So like this is, by the way, this is Beanie for who don't know. Beanie, an OG guy from like a long time ago. This is the guy everyone hated, but I feel like he's kind of irrelevant now, but he used to be like the guy that everyone would talk shit about all the time. That has apparently become Farrakh now. This shit was funny because he put this tweet out he said music NFTs yesterday. And this just sparked a memory. I'm not saying this is what happened. Like, I feel like we're all like, I feel like it sounds like I'm just like attacking this dude. I'm not. I just thought this shit was funny. I put this tweet out in April and I said, NFT influencers be like, see another influencer tweet about music NFTs, immediately buys 3, immediately opens up Twitter and says, yeah, music NFTs are going to be huge. Heard it here before anyone else. Join my alpha group. And then like he puts out this tweet called music NFTs. So I was like, this motherfucker definitely bought some music NFTs yesterday, dude.
That's so funny.
Oh shit, dude. And also just to add on to it, he looks a little bit like Merrick, bro. He looks a little bit like Merrick. I'm not gonna lie. Like of all the characters he could look like, he looks a little bit like Merrick. But anyways, we're gonna bring this back. We're gonna give a little bit of love back to Farrakh. He has done an incredible thing growing in this space. He's excellent at marketing, excellent at building a following, and he runs a good show. I mean, I've listened to a couple all the way through. The thing is for me is I don't connect with Farrakh as a person so much because I haven't ingested enough of his content. So for me, it's harder to watch a stream where it's based on his personality when I don't know his personality that well, you know, and that's something that we've built with the Tea Time show. That's why people stay. Like we've had a consistent 20 viewers this entire time, which is lit.
Do you think the reason is because he has slightly more fabulous hair than you?
No, actually that kind of hair is, I'm actually getting away from the long hair. This is about as long as it's going to get. I think I'm going to chop it to about here.
Really?
Pretty soon. I'm going to chop it to about here, and I'm going to go platinum. So you're going to see a lot more. I'm going to look like this. Let me show you a photo of what I'm going to look like.
He's already got this lined up for the hairdresser.
I do. I just got to find one that's good. I've been searching. I haven't found one that I'm like, I trust them. So
platinum.
It's going to look like this. Come on.
Like The Witcher.
The Witcher, or this girl. I found this girl on TikTok, and she has the same color hair that I'm going for, like this style, something like that. So I'm gonna go for it. I'm not sure what's gonna happen. I wimped out last time. I got almost platinum, and then right before she said, "Okay, let's do it," I said, "Actually, let's just go blonde. I'm scared."
Yeah, I remember you doing that. I was surprised. I thought you were gonna do it, and then you're like, "Nah."
I was very scared, but this time I'm okay. My hair looks kind of good right now, low key. I'm actually, it looks a nice little gold here. But anyways, what do we think of the Brett way? Man, that motherfucker, he won't even respond to my DM, bro. I sent him a DM on Discord and said, hey, let's set up that meeting. Have not heard back, bro. Have not heard back. I'm just kidding. Well, I'm not kidding about that. But Brett Way, cool dude. I love the way he's pivoted his channel, honestly. And I think it's really helpful the way I don't know, he brings in a different style of education, like trying to help you build a company in Web3, which is, I don't think there's many other YouTubers who've done that kind of theme. Do you know of any?
I don't know. Like I said, I was going to make some jokes about how I don't know who the Brett Way is, but I mean,
oh, damn it. I missed it.
I literally DM'd him like an hour ago. Anyway, but who do you think would win in a fight between the Leprechaun Jesus and the Brett Way?
Oh man, let's see.
Brett, you're here to defend yourself right now, so you could claim a dub if you want.
Farouk or Brett in a street fight?
Yeah. I mean, Brett, you just got to go for the hair, man. Like that's honestly, a lot of hair that you can grab onto.
He says Jesus all day. I'm going to be honest. I feel like Farouk would win because I don't think Brett cares, dude. I think Brett would show up and be like, "What are you doing? Like, why are you fighting me?" I don't think Brett would be. His heart wouldn't be there, dude. He just wouldn't care. That's just truly what I believe. He's like, "Look, Brett, I got a business meeting.
Brett is too sweet.
Not too sweet. He just doesn't care. He's just sitting there. He's like, bro, I got a meeting.
He's no
get this done. You know, like he doesn't want to be there. And Farouk is mad because we roasted him and we called him a leprechaun, and so he's mad. And I could see him going ape shit and just being like, like a
leprechaun Jesus,
like attacking. You know, so that's my thought. I think if Brett cared, if Brett gave a shit, he would make it happen. He would not. He'd probably kick him.
You know who the Brett Way reminds me of? The Brett Way reminds me of Ryan Gosling's character in the film Drive. That's who he reminds me of.
Ryan Gosling in Drive. Let's see if I know this.
I don't know what it is. There's just like there's something about that character. Yeah, that is Brett Malinowski. It's got to be. Dude,
Brett's way prettier than this man. Okay, who else would be Kosher plug, Kosher versus Andres, bro. The WG My Media team, the duo, them on a street fight. Kosher was late one too many times. Andres got pissed, rolled up to New York and said, come outside. Who's winning that fight?
All I'm imagining now is Ron Burgundy and the channel 9 news team, like rolling up with all of their fight implementations. And yeah,
bro, if Andres shows up, he's bringing a camera crew though.
Of course the camera crew will be there.
Dude, honestly, if Andres and Kosher fought, I think it's got to be Andres because I feel like Andres would care more. I think it's the same. I don't think Kosher would be like in it. I think he'd just be like, why are we doing this? You know?
Yeah, Kosher. We said this
the other
day. So I said this actually the other day with Zerk. We were like, nah, Kosher has to be protected. That man has to be protected at all costs. We will protect you, Kosher.
We'll protect you, Kosher. That's funny as fuck. Brett says Champ versus Popeye. I'm gonna be honest, dude. I don't know either of these people. Like everyone keeps talking about Champ. I've watched a couple of his YouTube videos because people have been talking about him, and I've seen him on Twitter a couple of times. Like I've seen his profile picture, but I don't know anything about him really. And then I don't know anything about Popeye. Like I think I follow him because other people I know follow him, but I don't know who Popeye is or what he does. Do you know him? Or
Yeah, I do. He welcomed me onto his table in the Sappy Seals Club event. I was with him.
I don't know who he is. What is he? The founder?
What's that?
Is he the founder?
No. Popeye. He's a YouTuber. He is one of the OGs
Alpha
from the Magic
or like
House. Yeah, he has
Oh,
Pix
okay.
Passport. But yeah, he's I just like Champ versus Popeye because I mean, how good are those names for a boxing fight?
Oh, it's a great
Like,
name. I just
Champ
don't know.
versus
I don't know
Popeye.
what they look like. No, sorry, I met Champ in New York, but like very briefly. I didn't really talk to him. I just didn't really know him at the time. I didn't actually know anything about him at the time. I just knew he was at the end of our table.
I think
Popeye,
I think that's a good.
I
I think that's a good fight. I think I think that's a good fight call because they look like they're similar. They've got similar reach. I think they're kind of like about 6 foot 6'1". Yeah, same sort of size.
Bro,
I think
Zerk?
that's a great fight. Yeah, Zerk.
Zerk versus
Zerk
sorry, Zerk versus Pasta.
Zerk. Oh, that is a great shout. Pasta's
Zerk
big,
versus
though.
NFT Pasta, bro. Oh my god, they both would get into it too. They both would really want that win.
They would, yeah.
Zerk
I feel like
versus
that would be a great. I feel this is funny because I don't know why we're lining up all these fights. Because yeah, I don't know why no one's called me out for a fight. Like you guys, you don't think
Dude,
that
they don't want that
I
smoke,
could take
bro.
you?
They don't want your smoke.
Yeah, I know. I'm
I
surprised.
think honestly, oh man, I think if Zerk faced Pasta, I think Zerk would actually win because Zerk is fucking dense, bro. That motherfucker like is dense.
He's got it. He is. I was walking behind him and I had my camera and I was filming and I saw his back. He was in a big white t-shirt,
bro.
and I was like, dude, your back is huge.
Well, he's like a fucking fridge. Like if you run into him, it's just you're just gonna smack him and you're gonna bounce off. And Pasta's also a big guy, but I don't know, man. Zerk's got some real density about him. I think
the
he
thing
would do
with
some damage.
Zerk has anger.
I was gonna say he probably has pent up anger. I feel like he does.
Yeah, he's got pent up anger that is always on the cusp of coming out. He's always just bubbling.
He's like waiting for someone to say some shit.
Yeah, waiting for someone. So yeah, he could throw down. It's the fight that he wants to have is him and Nikki G. And
oh my fucking god, dude! Nikki G would do some damage, bro. I know that guy. He's got some hidden moves up his sleeve. He would, guaranteed, bro. And then, did you see my video?
Zerk fancies him though. Zerk fancies.
Shit.
Having a fight, having a scrap.
Okay.
I think if we were gonna line up an NFT YouTuber fight, that is the fight that we could actually make where both of them would be up for it. Be quite interesting though. They're very different. They've got very different styles of boxing. This would be like
also, like Nikki G smaller, like way smaller.
Yeah, but it would be what I see it as is like a John Jones versus like Daniel Cormier, kind of like that. Nikki G's got the Daniel Cormier, just like thick.
Did you see fucking Brett? Nikki G's saying three girls in his spot. Boom, roasted. That's fucking hilarious. Yeah, no, I agree. I think it would be like that. I think Zerk would honestly like. I think Zerk would probably be the number one. He's just too big. He's too strong.
Contender. Yeah,
you fucking lean into him and you just get crushed. You know, like it's too much.
He goes to the gym so he stays fit, healthy, and I think if he did know he was going to have a fight, he'd go real hard on the training. So yeah, let's make it happen. NFT NYC 2023. Nikki G versus Zerk. Let's go.
Did you see the video I put in the group chat yesterday with that guy who yelled at me yesterday in my run? Did you watch that video?
No, bro.
So I put in this video into our group chat with like Zerk and all those guys, and I was basically describing this thing. I went on a run yesterday. So get ready for the story time. I went on a run. I'm about 3.5 miles in, and I run past this pier, and I stopped, took a look at the water, took a gander. I don't have a shirt on because I don't feel like doing extra laundry, so I just run shirtless, and it's just nice outside usually.
Sure, that's the reason.
So I'm out there. I'm chilling.
That's the reason you're not wearing a shirt.
Well, it literally is the reason actually, because I have some workout shirts, but every time I wear them, it's there's no reason to. Like all I do is sweat in them, and I'm like, why did I even wear this shirt? There's no point in just doubling my laundry. So it is a little bit from there, and also because I'm in good shape. And so, anyways, I'm sitting there, and I generally am in good shape, so I look fine. And this dude who's about 5'5", maybe a few inches shorter than me, he's like probably 30, 40, 50 feet away, so like decently far away, but I could tell he was smaller. And he's like walking up like this. And I have my AirPods in. He goes, "Yo, you look like a bitch." and I was like, "What?" I was like, "No fucking way! This guy is yelling at me." Some random ass dude. It was like 9 o'clock at night. Okay, so like all the crackheads are out. Some
Oh
motherfucker
my
said, "You're a
God.
bitch," and I literally was like, "What?" And I looked to my side, thinking that he had to have been talking to someone else, right? I looked to my side, and there's this other dude looking at him, and I was like, "Okay, he was talking to him, no problem." So I continued looking at the water, taking it at a moment, catching my breath, and then a few seconds later, I look at my peripheral vision, and this dude's walking right at me, and I was like, "Wait, maybe he was talking to me." And when he's about arm length away, I turn right at him. And I think this is when he realized maybe he was smaller than he thought. And as soon as I look at him, his eyes go from he's like below me, but he's like looking at me in my eyes. Didn't say anything. And I think I said something like, "Hey." And motherfucker drops his eyes to my feet. He looks at my feet and he goes, at first he goes, "You're a bitch." And then he goes right to my face. He says, you like running?" And I didn't even know what to do. I thought it was in a movie, and I was sitting there and I looked at him. I'm still looking at his face. He's looking at my feet, and I was like,
"Oh my God."
"Okay." I just walked away. I just fucking walked away, and he stood there. And as I went about my run, I turned around to see what he's doing, and motherfucker's still looking at the ground, bro. Motherfucker's looking at the ground at the deck still, and I just started running, and I forgot about it, and I was just like, "What just happened?" I thought I was about to get in a fight for a second, so I was ready, but I was like, "This man's not going to swing." And then when he just looked at my feet and said, "Are you going to go front?" I was like, "Oh my fucking God."
Dude, was this a crazy? Was this one of the
No, I don't know if he was crazy. I just think he lost a bit of confidence when he got closer. I think maybe he thought we were the same height or the same size because he was
why did he call you out? Like,
I have no idea. It was so random. It was like one of those things I've always wanted to happen. I've always wanted someone to talk shit from a distance and then come at me. Like that's like when I was a kid, it's like a dream for someone to call you out for no reason, someone you don't even know, and then you just beat the shit out of them or something.
Who the fuck has that dream? They want to be called out from 50 yards.
Okay, let me rephrase. Let me rephrase. It's something I've always thought would happen, and I've never been able to live that dream out. I've never had someone actually call me out for real and come at me like that. That's never happened. That doesn't happen. That's in movies. That's a movie thing. No one does that in real life. You don't just unless they're on drugs. Someone's gonna come and yell at you and then like actually come up to your face. That's the first time I've ever actually done that I didn't even know, and it was so unwarranted. So I was really excited. I was like, "Oh my God, dude, this guy's gonna swing, and I'm gonna be able to clock him because he's right there in front of me." And he didn't, and so it was kind of sad.
This is the best thing ever. This is honestly the best thing I've ever heard. This dude, your dream was some guy to call you out. He comes up to you, he calls you out, and he looks down at your shoes and he asks if you like running.
It was unbelievable. Let me and so to make sure people don't think I'm just like making that up. Let me show you this thing. I sent this into our group yesterday, right when it happened, and this was like right around 9:30 something, I assume. Let me see if I can find it. Who did I send it to? It was in the group, right? It was the Zerg Friends or something. Where is that group chat? Oh, here it is. All right, here it is. So at 9:57 p.m.
Oh yeah.
I sent this video of me sweating right after my run. And I genuinely think he just like didn't realize that we weren't the same size. I think that's what it was, because I don't know why he went from "you're a bitch" to like completely.
What did you say to him? Did you say anything?
I said nothing. I didn't know what to say. I was listening to music. I got rugged. That's fucking unbelievable. No, yeah. So he literally. Yeah. So okay. Let me. I left some details out. So one of the details was I said hey. I said like hey or something, or like what's up? What do you want? Because he was like at this point he was like actually within arm's distance, like within 2 feet of me. He's like right next to me. It looked like we were holding hands. We were that close. And so when I said hey, he just dropped his eyes. He said, "You like running or something?" He just muttered it. And I think I said something along the lines of like okay or like all right. I said okay or all right. And then I stuck out and fist bumped him like this to see what he would do. And at first he didn't do anything. He was looking at me, bro. He motherfucker was looking at my feet, so he didn't realize that my hand was up. So I was like, is this guy?
Wait, so he
like he literally left me hanging. He left me hanging for like no, hold on. Sorry. He left me hanging for like 3 seconds. And then he like glanced up a little bit and then fist bumped me. And that's when I ran away. I was just like, okay, this guy's like, I don't know what this is, but it's just weird now. Like, because I was like, at this point, I'm not even into it anymore. Like I was ready. And then when he dropped his eyes for like 5 seconds, I was like, oh, like, what's going on here? Like, this is just silly now.
There was not a moment that you thought this is my chance just to like swing.
Oh, I was ready. No. When he walked up, until he dropped his eyes, I was ready for a swing. I was ready to like block him if he needed to. Like my hands were like cocked, sort of like if they were like if erect is 100, They're at like 20. Like I was just kind of like, all right, in the ready motion to just block or something if he like attacks me. But dude, I was fucking excited.
Do you think you weren't at any point in hindsight, were you not like, he looked down at your feet to get you to look down at your feet, and then he was gonna fucking come around with
No, it wasn't like that. It was literally like, oh shit, I shouldn't have walked up type of looking down. Like it was literally like, I'm ready, and then he was like, what do I say? Like kind of like when someone's talking shit online that you meet them in real life and they don't like know what to do. It was similar. It was a very similar feel to that because I was really excited. It's like, oh my god, this is my moment, and then it just didn't happen. I was kind of upset, and that's why I ran because I was like, all right, this is silly.
It makes me laugh because I feel like that was your one chance. That was your dream.
I can't swing first. I don't want to get arrested, so I knew he would have to swing first.
That's the rule of street fighting, man. You have to swing first.
You think I should? Yeah, well, he didn't. That's the thing. He wasn't attacking me though. He wasn't like, I didn't feel threatened when he put it when he put his eyes down. I lost the threat was gone. When he walked up, the threat was there. I was like, is he gonna pull a knife on me? Because that's the problem in streets. You might pull a gun or a knife on you, which is why I got out of that situation when I realized I wasn't gonna fight him. I was like, okay, let me get out of here before he pulls a knife on me. Because if he pulls a knife, now I'm at a disadvantage and I gotta run. So let me just get out of here before he goes crazy. He could have been on drugs. I literally have no idea. It was so random. And oh man, I like, okay, so when I run, like the reason I love living in this city is because I've always had this weird mentality of like, someone's going to attack me. Someone's gonna, like an imposter syndrome. Someone's going to out me. Someone's going to find out who I really am kind of deal. Someone's going to call me out my bullshit. That's like the feel I've had my whole life. So when I'm in the gym, I'm kind of like always on edge a little bit. Like someone's going to be like, yo, like you can't even bench, or like some out of context shit that would never happen. So for this to happen for real now, it's like confirmation. I'm like, I knew it. It would one day happen for real. Like someone actually did call me out because I was being I don't even know why he did it. But yeah, I was excited. I don't know. It didn't go as I planned though.
Bitch.
It's just unbelievable, bro. Like why? Like it was just so random. Ah, man.
Let's throw this back with some advice for the youths out there. Don't get into street fights. It is something that has got me in trouble on multiple occasions. I have not won a single fight.
Oh no!
I have been on the receiving end of many beatings, broken noses, black eyes. It is not smart. Don't think you're bigger than you are, because you're probably a little bitch. Like
honestly, with the street fights, it's just there's not really a whole lot to gain there, and so unless you're like truly a safety issue, it's not worth it. Like what's the point, you know? I mean, I've been in a few fights for like, they're all soccer related now I think about them, because I don't care about anything else growing up. There's nothing else I give a shit about. So until I was like 20, soccer was my whole life. So we've had a few times where like someone gets punched in a game and then it's just a fucking brawl. Like that shit was wild. I remember a couple times we did that. And then I remember in high school, it was like sophomore year, there was some guys on the team that everyone hated. And they were like, yo, after the game, meet us in the parking lot. And like 12 of us rolled up. We were all like ready. And then nothing fucking happened. But it was like mainly like the first time around soccer.
That happens so much. Yeah. The anticipated fight. Fucking no one's up for it.
Never happens, bro.
Down to it, no one's up for it.
Never happens. Probably good, honestly. There's nothing to gain out of that. Like people get punched, and then it's like, all right, now what? You know, like so. Just dumb, but that story is pretty funny to me. And I don't know.
We spoke about this last week. You were looking into maybe joining an MMA gym. That was something.
Yeah.
The cards, yeah.
I want to, and actually, hold on. Let me swap one thing out real quick before it dies on me, because I don't want to be mid-story.
You're there. Don't worry. You're there.
Got me. All right, hold on. Let me swap this out 2 seconds. So yes, I do want to join an MMA gym here. There's one right by my apartment, which is why I want to do it. Like it's literally 1 block over. Which would be perfect.
Have you been in to check it out?
No, but I've walked. Oh shit! You guys see my underwear? Hold on. It's actually not underwear. I have shorts on. Never mind. But oh god damn it! I'm not even on my camera. There we go. Oh shit. So yeah, there's a MMA gym right across the street from me, and I would love to go. I just what was I gonna say? There's some things I need to take care of financially before I start spending $150 at a gym when I don't need to be right now. So I probably will in the next month or so, next month or two.
I'm really intrigued. Like we spoke about, like something that I have been, I mean, I love it. Like I love MMA. I loved it for ages. Love you too, Seki. I have just always worried about the risk of getting like an injury that would prevent me from doing other stuff that I love, that's my biggest, because I don't know, I've touched wood, been been quite lucky with that kind of shit. And just when I look at the like limbs just being twisted and joints being like, you're literally jerking joints into positions of like max pain to be able to get people to tap. That scares me. And so I'm interested to know how you get on, because I know that you've had like knee issues, right?
But my knees are strong as fuck now, though. I've gone through 2 surgeries, but then 2 rehabs. So I've done 12 months of combined rehab of my knees. My knees are arguably my strongest joints now, my strongest parts of my body because of that. Like they're ultra sensitive to anything awkward. They'll just immediately lock up in a strong stance. And I put them in like weak positions my whole, like for 12 months straight. Like you basically like you put your knees in uncomfortable positions and then you work through them. That's how the rehab works. So you're constantly growing all the tendons and all the muscle shit around it and all the tendons. So they're ultra strong now. Now my problem is going to be fucking elbows. Like I'm sure my next injury will be an elbow thing or something like that, or a tendon strain somewhere there. So I'm not really scared about my legs, but also like a you know that old Rocky video where he's like, you got to be willing to take the hits. That's kind of how I think about it. And I've always wanted to, I don't know. I think
I know so many people that I trust or look up to who like really like they talk about the benefits of doing, whether it's jujitsu.
I want to do jujitsu. That's the one I really want to learn. Obviously, I want to get better at like kickboxing, boxing, and wrestling maybe, like I guess, but the jujitsu is where all the people I look up to are like black belts in jujitsu, and they all have a similar style of like life, morals. So I'm like, okay, like if all of them do jujitsu, there must be something to this specific skill and thing. And plus, they'll have like a brotherhood. Like apparently, jujitsu is like very different than everything else. Like you get this brotherhood with all these people who do jujitsu. So that's the main reason I want to go in, honestly.
Yeah, I same. Like it's purely the fucking the fear of injury is the biggest. Knowing that I'm not like a big person, and that's the biggest thing. That I'm just like, how well would I be able to weather? It would fuck me off. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's like a psychological thing that I would just have to get over, just to, you know, even if I got injured, just be cool with it. But like, yeah, I think it would. Yeah, maybe it's something I actually just need to experience. Maybe I need to just get.
I think you should. I've taken a few years of like wrestling back in the day, and rolling around the mats it's not, I guess at that point it wasn't like fun, but it's good. It's like good for yourself to be able to roll on the mat with another human and pin them if you can. But like it's a good thing for mental, I think. And I think this is a good little video to end it on. Honestly, some Rocky motivation.
So fun fact, when Sylvester Stallone was writing the script for Rocky, the original Rocky, he came to me for advice on how to write it. And I actually gave him this this entire piece.
This is from Tom. Shout out Tom. All right, let's see if you can see this. Okay, so y'all can see this.
But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, then go out and get what you're worth. But you got to be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Jeez.
If that doesn't get you fired up, the words straight from my mouth, straight from my brain. Also, that is my jacket. I gave him that jacket.
Yes.
Yeah.
Honestly, bro. So I grew up on motivational videos by Rocky and people like him. So that's like a core thing in me. I think it was inevitable that I would get into the fight game because of that. Like he was like a top 3 motivator person for me, because like they used him for like all the motivational montages back in the day when YouTube was small and there wasn't many influencers out there. He was the guy everyone looked at. Videos like that, the video where it's like, how bad do you want it? You know, that motivation video with the black dude, the football player. It's like, how bad do you want it? The guy who trains him puts his head underwater, basically drowns him. And he's like, until you want to succeed, as bad as you want to breathe in that moment, you will never succeed. And I was like, oh my fucking God. And so that's like deeply ingrained in me. And I can't always access it, honestly, because it's very easy with sports to tap into that. But if you're not thinking in sports, it's sometimes difficult because you're like, oh, I need to get up and badly succeed to want to edit this video. It's like, you know what I mean?
It's tough. Like in this, I look at Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger. They're also weirdly two of my like heroes because their stories are just one of, if they were living in the time that we live in now, they would be considered, they would still be heroes, but they would be documenting their journeys. And people would see, and I think we're seeing this now, right? There are a lot of instances where we're seeing people having the opportunity to document their journeys publicly. But back then they didn't. And you just hear about the shit that they went through, the knockbacks that they had. Luckily, like Arnold had his kind of relatively young life documented. And one of the best films ever is Pumping Iron, like just from a cinematography perspective, like, and a storytelling perspective, that was a fucking sick film. And to just understand about how those two guys have kind of forged careers as becoming, they just seem like decent humans. They seem like very, very liberal, very, kind of very understanding and very kind of serene humans who've pushed themselves to the limit and fucking have a lot of time and respect for that. And no wonder when we listen to those things, those montages, we get inspired, because how could you not get inspired by that?
Yeah. And honestly, I don't want to go into this whole deep thing because we're like an hour and a half in, but just like super quick. The idea of being extreme as a leader, as a motivator, as an inspirational type person, if you're trying to be, you have no choice. Like, for example, like we saw in the last like year, the liberal woke side exploded with COVID, especially. All these things were happening and people were like, hold on a second. There's a lot of weird shit going on. So they exploded. But they also went like ultra extreme in some ways where it's like, holy shit, relax. And so as the rebuttal, because the Republican Party and Conservative Party didn't have a rebuttal, they were just like, these guys are crazy. They're crazy. They're crazy. That's all they said. And then out birthed Andrew fucking Tate, who comes out and says, no, fuck all of you. And he's doing the total opposite, saying all this outrageous shit in the most outrageous manner. But because I've heard him in podcasts where he's speaking as a normal human being. And he's like, okay, obviously he's speaking in exaggerated terms so that people get into their head. They're like, hold on, maybe it isn't just that. Maybe it's more closer to this. And then what the goal is for him, I think the goal is, or at least if I was in his position, this would be the goal. So like this is the ultra liberal over here, ultra woke, conservative over here. And this is Andrew Tate. This is fucking someone else. He's over here trying to scream at everyone because all these people are over here. He's trying to get them to hear, I think. Yeah. And the thing is, you can't get to here without having a polarizing opposite going extreme as fuck over here to the point where you listen to Andrew Tate and you go, I get what he's trying to say, but that's a bit extreme. Let me move over a little bit here. I can see what he's trying to say. And I think that's the goal. And that's what you get, though. That's what you get when you have one side screaming and hollering, another side, and the other side is going to do it. And then you get a whole lot of this. And then hopefully people show up here in the middle. It can see both sides. It can actually have a conversation about it. So I have no problem with Andrew Tate blowing up because I'm like, I think it's good. Some of the lessons he has are good. Like for boys, it's like, yo, get your shit together.
That's interesting because I like everyone have been consuming Andrew Tate content because he has. I think we'll look back at what he's done and think that he has played one of the most masterful hands at like from a marketing
standpoint,
hand, ever. Like he has played a game so perfectly that I don't think anyone could have even foreseen how to do it, and he has benefited from it. But that's my question: is do you think he's doing it for? Because I'm with you. I think that is an amazing. That's an amazing viewpoint of how other people will percept what he's saying. But I suppose I'm just coming from it that the dude's just like, he's just trying to make sure that he gets as big as possible. He's just blowing up. He's like, he knows how to blow up, and he knows that by being extremely like volatile in what he says.
Sound bites. He knows the sound bites when he's there.
Oh, absolutely.
He dials it down. He had a stream with Aiden Ross, and he was like, nobody does this. And Aiden was like, what? And he's like, okay, dude, you know what I'm trying to fucking say. He's like, obviously, I don't mean this. He's like, there's obviously exceptions. And he just like started explaining. I was like, okay, I knew that's what he thought. Like this whole time you watch his videos, you're like, this motherfucker, there's no way he thinks like this every day. Like there's no way he's just sitting there in his head. And he's like, blah, like screaming and hogging and everything. I'm like, this is for sound bites. You know it is, because when he actually explains things, he's like, okay, like obviously there's exceptions. People don't actually mean this. He's like, obviously this is what I'm trying to get at. And I think if you're a reasonable person who can take your emotions out of it and actually try and consume it and say, okay, what can I take from this that maybe I can actually apply that's actually has some grounds here. And that's where you actually get value out of anybody. It doesn't have to be him, but anyone, even the extreme people, there's things to learn. You know, people who hate Elon Musk. I'm like, dude, if you hate Elon Musk, that's fine. But there are things that Elon Musk says that you could still apply to your life that would be helpful if you can get past the idea that you hate him so much. You know, and that's for anyone on any spectrum. Like, there's anyone that you hate, there's always something you can take from them, whether it's a lesson or a mistake they've made that you can say, oh, I don't want to make that mistake. I can reverse engineer this, and this happened in other ways for other people. It's just gonna be about why are people getting so hung up? Like, you look in the comment sections, it's either commentate W or they're like, this guy's a misogynist. And I'm like, guys, stop commenting this bullshit. Just see what you can take from this video. And if there's nothing, then move the fuck on with your life. Why do you have to leave a comment here and waste your mental energy and attack this dude or like love this dude? I'm like, you don't need any of these. Like, I considered, if I was blowing up like that, I would have just turned my comment section off. Like, there's nothing to gain in that comment. You know?
But then, you know, again, it's algorithm, right? Like, it's engagement. Right. So it's like he doesn't get anything. He's not going to see the masterful thing about, and for any of you that don't understand what he's done, is he has created a sales funnel to an education system, which is, as we all know, education funnels and systems and ecosystems are some of the most profitable ecosystems and business models in the world. Actually, they probably are the most profitable. But what he's done is he's created this what he's called Hustlers University, where he funnels people in, gets them to pay like $40 a month or something like that. But part of the university is that he teaches you how to create online businesses. And one of the online businesses is a repurposing content, like content channels, where if you repurpose like his content, you make money. So he has got all these thousands and thousands of people who are repurposing his content on individual unique channels. So he is flooded every single
I'm taking notes, bro. I'm taking notes. Because here's the thing.
Yeah, it's masterful. It's the first time
Alex Hormozi is doing a similar thing. He's not paying people to do it, but he's got a similar thing. His quotes are they hit so well that other people take it and they repurpose it for their own content to get their own views, but it builds his name even more. So it's one of those things. Like, that's why I'm clipping up so many podcast highlight clips, because I'm like, okay, if any of these can start to take, I can build my own small version of what this is and just grow my face and my name out, because all my shorts are crushing it. Like, literally every other short's getting over 1,000, 2,000 views. And I'm like, okay, like, I can build myself. If enough people see it in my own algorithm and they start to see me constantly, they'll start to view me in that same way, and I can just quickly spiral and quickly spike.
It's interesting, because I've heard from him the other day about, because I was always wondering this. I was like, how much has this effort in social media output cost? Like, what have the like Hormozis put towards this effort to like get themselves out there over the last like 9 months or whatever, or 12 months? It turns out they've been spending $40,000 like total, $20,000 each to do their like all of their content. So they like video editors, content posters, social media managers, like all that, which equates to like, I think it's about $600,000 a year to get to. So what that shows is that if you want to explode as fast as that, you can pay for it. And but the key is that you have to produce the content, and that's where they kind of like, same as Andrew Tate. They've just, and same as Gary Vee. Gary Vee is he's been doing it for a decade. He's been doing literally what everyone is doing for a decade. He just didn't.
He's got fucking millions and millions and millions of followers.
Views. But it's what the master stroke that Andrew Tate has was that he managed to get an army of people to pay him, and he in return told them to repurpose his content. And it's the
he has a university. I researched it, because I was like, why are people doing this? Like, why are people still? Because he talked to me. He's like, why are people coming back every month? And I was like, wait, why are they coming back? And apparently he's got this whole university where he teaches people how to properly smoke a cigar, how to properly open a bottle of champagne the right way, how to approach girls, like all these things that all these 14-year-old kids are fucking eating up. And then he's also like, hey, if you get more people to join in, you get a referral link and you get money. And so apparently if you actually put in some effort, you can make some bank. Like some of these kids are making 10, 12, 20,000 K a month.
And that's exactly it. Like one of the main business models. So he, in his university, he has like dozens and dozens of different types of online courses. From what I understand, from what I've seen, it's like relatively like basic instructional stuff around how to kind of start these types of businesses, whether it's drop shipping, whether it's social media marketing, that kind of stuff. Like he's just brought people in and just like dropped fairly basic stuff. But the master stroke was the one around setting up repurposed social media accounts and blowing them up and getting paid. You're not having to create any content. You're just fucking taking content that's already been created and putting it on your channel. And if you go on like TikTok or Instagram and you like search Andrew Tate, you will not be able to scroll to the bottom of channels that has his
also, have you noticed that when he does a podcast, they'll post like 50 highlight clips before the show comes out. The show comes out. And I noticed this because I was seeing all these podcast clips and I was like, all right, let me see this whole thing. Like I like to go deeper and like actually analyze a whole piece of content if I see all the clips from it. So let me see what he's actually trying to say here. And so I went and couldn't find the podcast. And about 5 days later, the podcast comes out, 5 million views in one day. And I was just like, oh my God. Like that's how you do it. That's opposite of what usually happens. They burn the podcast off first, show the highlight clips after, but you build that anticipation 2 weeks before, dude. Genius shit. Just the most outrageous highlight clips. And you're like, what the fuck did they talk about? And then you get to the podcast, 2-hour podcast, 5 million views. It's like, whoa. Crazy, dude. Crazy. If you got eyes on you, man, they're crushing it. You don't have to spend $300K a year. Like that's just Alex and Layla. They're paying the top for the most. Like they're paying top tier for everything. Editors are not that expensive. You can find cheaper ones. It's not going to be the highest quality. But I don't know, man.
Like you're a prime example of like you're doing it yourself. Like you are, but you're, I know exactly how much effort goes into it and how much effort you're putting into it. It's there aren't many people on earth that are probably, genuinely, I don't know if they're, you're probably in like the top 100 of people who are like churning out content, like genuinely. And that's a very, very, very like niche skill. But it means that when it comes to a point where Cade has the ability to pay for other people to help accelerate that, it's going to be fucking insane.
It's going to be when there's a point where me saving that time would help me. Like for example, if someone cut out all my editing and I was like, okay, now I have 8 hours of my life back a day. Like, what am I doing in that 8 hours? When that becomes something I can fill up with something monetizable, that's 3 or 4 times what it would be worth, then I'll make that move. But until it's that, I'd rather do it all on my own, because the longer I can do it on my own, I think the better. I've done that for money, for any kind of brand deals. Like I think the longer I can push off anything, it keeps all the flexibility and freedom in my end, which I want to keep as long as I can. I think that's important for building a brand. You go as long as you can on your own before you introduce some kind of new thing. And so with the editing, I want it to be at a point where whoever comes to me when I'm ready to do an editor, they should know by the time I'm ready exactly what the content should look like. They should know exactly where my sound bits cut off and begin, because I'm going to do it on my own. I'm going to say, hey, look, go back the last 5 months and find every single video and watch all of them. Figure out my timing, because I know this stuff. Figure out the time that I decided to do. Why did I choose this clip? I need to be able to trust them that they're going to pick the right highlight clips. That's why that's like a huge reason I haven't done an editor too. It's because I'm like, I don't have faith that they're going to be able to choose the right timing and the right clips, because they don't know the NFT world or the content world as well as I know them combined. So it's hard for me to give up that control, and it's going to be hard as fuck. Like whoever I hire is going to have to be very well versed in NFT land and very well versed in my own content, and then very, very well versed in the short form content world, and watching some of those guys who are blowing up and girls who are blowing up and saying what exactly is that they're taking, what are the kinds of videos that are blowing up, and I need them to be able to capitalize on that, So
yeah, you're right. You're right. Like you're basic. Well, you are like in the top 0.01% of NFT kind of content creators, as in exactly what to create. And so there's not going to be anyone who are just purely content creators who can be at your level. So yeah, you're doing the right thing. Like you're just demonstrating what works, what your viewpoint is, and you're completely right. You'll just be able to be like, okay, well, you can edit videos, like demonstrate that you can edit videos like the fucking videos that I've made for the last 2 years.
That's how I'm going to interview, dude. I'm going to say, okay, here's the video. I want you by tomorrow or the next day, send me all the highlight clips that you decide are the best. And then I'll do the same. And if they're somewhat similar, or if yours are better than mine, then you're good. If they suck and I'm like, okay, you missed all the important parts. You didn't time it right. It was too long. Like, for example, Mark, my good friend Mark from the MGC podcast, sent me like 10 highlight clips. I made that 10 into 25. I was like, these are too long. They're not soundbite worthy. And this is why your account doesn't have as many followers. I was like, it's because you have too long of clips and they're not sound bites. They're highlight clips from a podcast, which is good if you're Rogan and people want to hear the long form of that podcast and they're willing to listen to a 45 to 1.5 minute podcast clip. But if you're not someone well known, you've got to keep it within 30 to 60 seconds absolute max, but try and keep it under 30 seconds is what I found. If I can keep a clip to like 30 seconds, 45 seconds max, those do tremendously better. So I can literally take a clip he sent me, turn it into 3. You know, like the amount of times I'll be editing and I'll say, man, this clip could be 3. I'll just split it up. I'll move some things around. I'll like put this sentence before this sentence and I'll make it soundbite worthy. And every time I do that, bro, they crush. Or I'll change the title of something, or I'll make it just sound a little bit outlandish. And when they're like, okay, who the fuck is this guy? And then they go to my channel and say, oh, he's like an analyst. He like does like super in-depth content. And then they're like, okay, I got both. I got his outrageous version, a little bit exaggerated, and I got who he actually is. And I like his content. He does streams every single week. So like that's the goal, is to get these people and like lure them in and then just be like, ha, you're in the Joy's Kingdom.
We're in the Joy's Kingdom. Right, Joy's Kingdom. I've got to go because I've got a load of work.
We're about 2 hours in. Thank you guys for being in here, especially if you're in here the entire time. Thank you so much for being in here. This is wild. Some people were mad about the 2 hour or like the 1.5 hour, 2 hour shows. They're not mad, but they're like, it's just really long. Honestly, the way I look at it for podcasts, it's one of those that you pop in for however long you want, and then when you have time, you got to jump on a whatever, you jump back in, you listen another 30 minutes, you come back. It's one of those shows. So thank you guys for being here. Code words made to the very end. It's going to be, what is it? What is that? Dry roasted is the code word you made to the very end. Thank you so much for being here. Smash like in this video if this is not your first show with us. OG, spam the chat. I want to see OG in here. What's up, Brett? Thanks for being here, dude. And follow him on Twitter. I have his shit in the description. And yeah, until next time, continue on your voyage, continue to learn, and be grateful you're alive watching this video. Bye.